Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sathak, and this will be probably the last video of the array series which I have been doing for the last few days. So let's go ahead and prepare a class, and it is a very important form of an array, and this is object arrays. Okay, so let's make this class. Excuse me. So before we understand what object arrays are, let us understand what is an object. So object is the superclass of all the classes in Java. Let me create an object of the object uh, superclass. Okay. So object reference is equal to new object. Okay. So if you hover your mouse here on object, it will tell you class object is the root of the class hierarchy. Every class has object as a superclass. All objects, including arrays, implement the methods of this class. This means that this has got a very specific implementation while we use array. Okay. Now, before we go ahead to this, let's understand what would be the advantage. If you remember correctly, I told you before that if I'm creating a simple integer array and I try to put some values which are not integers, it is not allowing me. Let's say for example 23.34, it is not allowing me. So what do we do? Here object arrays comes to our aid, because this is not allowed. Integer array cannot hold any double or boolean or character or float or any string values. This is a limitation of a simple integer array, or an individual data type array. So to recover this came object array. So let me make an object array obj1. Okay, I'll introduce an integer, I'll introduce a double, I'll introduce a character. Okay, I'll introduce a string. So it works, no problem. See, oh, I should make an array first. Sorry guys. See, it works absolutely fine. There is no problem. So the problem of having the same data type is gone. Now object array gives us the liberty to store multiple values of multiple data types. Okay, so that restriction, that challenge is not faced here. So it becomes quite an easy reference. So now let's go ahead and make an object array with the new keyword. So I've already made here, so I'm just making it obj2. Okay, and I'm making this, converting this into an array. Fine, and let me make it of size 3. Oh god, I removed the t word from here. Okay, so this is our new object array. Okay, now let's go ahead and do what we used to do before. Find the size of this array. Sorry guys. Size of this object array is obj2 dot length, and the output should be 3. Simple. We have hard coded the value. Okay, so now let's say for example I want to give the indexing. Since we have hard coded the value, we have to pass on the value. So obj2, where am I typing? Okay, obj2 zeroth index, let's say for example it has a boolean value, oh god, true. So the position, the index positions 1 has an integer 12. Okay, obj2, the third position has something like a string hello. So this is represented here, and in case you want to print all the values of the object array, it's very simple. Use a for loop again. Int j equals to 0, j is less than obj2 dot length j plus plus. Inside the for loop we write so what is the array obj2, and what do you wanna iterate this, just give a little bit of gap, okay, and make this, if you want to print in one particular line, and then just run this program. See, true, 12, hello, it works fine. You can do this also. Similarly, if let's go ahead and make a two-dimensional object array. Okay, it's similar like to any other different object array, but it can be also represented in two-dimensional as well, like the other arrays. So let's go ahead. Object. I'll type the whole thing. This 1, 2, 3 is confusing. So two-dimensional arrays, two square brackets, new object, and I'm passing the number of rows as 3, columns as 4. Looks good, great. Now we'll have to pass object 0th position, let's say selenium. Okay, object 0th first position is what? A number 12. Anything you can pass, right? Object 0th second is like 12.12. Object 0th third, let's say a small character. Simple. Now I'll go ahead and copy, but you need to practice because I'm feeling lazy and you should not, because you are practicing. We are all learning, but I've learned a little bit more. So I'm joking. You guys please practice, don't copy paste like I'm doing. Please practice more and more. You'll get to learn more and more. Okay, still then I'm changing, I could keep the same, but I'm changing. See, excuse me, 1, 2, got 2, got 2. So selenium, this I'll make as Python. Okay, this I'll make 121. This is 121.112. This I'll make as I. No big deal. Now again, if I want to print the number of rows of this particular two-dimensional object array, so what should I do? It's very simple. The number of rows for this two-dimensional object array is object dot length. Okay, now if I want to print the column of number of columns for this two-dimensional object array is very simple. Object 0 dot length, and that's how it is. It's very simple. Again, if you want, I'll go ahead and code, but it is, you have to practice on your own. Let's say for example, I will say ki I want to print all the values of this object array because it's a two-dimensional array. It's very simple. I'm going to use for loop, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the typical concept which I've always done. Okay, I will try to initialize two values to this thing. So since I want to print the number of rows because these are the values, so I'll just make it as object dot length. Okay, and columns, I'll make it as object 0 dot length. Simple. Okay, now I'll declare my outer for loop for int k is no, I'll go with like the way I have done. I'll not change what I have done. Okay, I'll just keep something like that. Okay, row num is less than rows row num plus plus. Okay, I'll write the inner loop for in call num equals to 0, call num less than calls call num plus plus, and I'll print the value of the array, which is object followed by the row num and the column num, and I'll give a little bit of space. Okay, and if you want to get that printed in a tabular format, you have to do this, but this is for column, so we just have to print so that the rows comes in the new line and the column stays in the same line unless and until it is iterated. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so you got the answer. Okay, so this is how you work with object arrays. They are also very simple. You understood the concept. I hope you liked this session on arrays, guys. Please practice. See, looking me code is fine. Don't watch it as a video. Pause my video. If you have to copy the code, then make another code, something of this in similar terms. Try to Google and find out anything you want. Learn this. If you have any doubts, please, you are most welcome to ask me any sort of questions. I might take some time, but I'll definitely respond. I get a lot of doubts from a lot of people, and no one can say that I haven't responded to them. So please do ask me your doubts, and thank you so much, guys, for supporting me so far. Please continue to do so. Please help me with forward and share my videos, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Sathak here, signing off. Have a good day.